Okay, hello. It is Monday, and it's actually the 24th of Feb. So, if you've been watching for a while, you'll know that we have skipped a week in vlogs, and that's because last week was half term, and I did absolutely nothing. I started vlogging and everything, but then I got to Friday, and I was like, this vlog is going to be like 3 minutes long, because literally, the only thing I did last week was I read a little bit, I played Sims, and I watched iCarly on my new TV. So, like, literally, that's it. So, you know. Also, another appointment got cancelled, so that was great. Yeah, but legit, the video would have been like 3 minutes long, and the most boring video ever, so I didn't film it, I didn't upload it for you because it would have been very pointless. Anyway, it's Monday, I'm back at college now. Half term is over, thankfully, because I don't like half term really, because then like everyone else is also on half term and then they have the audacity to like go outside, which means that then there's like 3 times the amount of people there are normally, and I don't even like the normal amount of people, so it's not really ideal, you know. Well, I don't like the summer as well, because other people also then have the audacity to go outside because it's nice weather, and it's like, no, excuse me, go away. Yes, today is Monday though, and I have been into college this morning. It's 11:10, so late morning. I got up at stupid o'clock as per usual, went into college, which I did film a little bit of, and then I had a bit of a panic and promptly came home. So allow me to explain. Also, do you like my new necklace? I really love it because it's very tactile. It's like a worry stone essentially, but it's gold and it hangs around my neck, which is great. Regardless of that, yes, I went into college and I do photography, but we're like swapping with another, what is the word, department, because if you've been watching for a while you'll know I did a fashion crossover a couple of months ago, so now we're crossing with 3D. Now, I have no idea what 3D students actually do, because that's the entire title. The title of their course is just 3D. And I'm like, great, 3D what? So I really don't understand what it is that these 3D students do, but we're crossing with 3D, and for my purposes, 3D photography essentially means turning your photos into something 3D. So that could mean like making a cube of photos. Actually, do you know what? I'll get some examples because I did it at GCSE. So, if you've been watching for a while, you might have heard me talk about them before, but essentially 3D photography is just applying your photos, which are obviously 2D, onto something 3D. So you could make like a photography cube, so it's like literally just a paper cube with photos on all sides, or you can be more elaborate and do like proper like sculptures and shit. But for GCSE I took little models. I took photos of what the models were of, so for this one it's a London bus, and then I covered it in photos of a London bus. I also did Postbox, Big Ben, and what else did I do? A telephone box. So very London-esque things. So that's what I did for my final piece for GCSE. So that's like the kind of thing I'm doing, but I kind of want to step it up. Anyway, the reason I had a bit of a panic was because we were told none of this. The only thing I knew going into this morning was that we were going to be in 3D. That's it. I didn't know where the room was. I didn't know what time we meant to start, because usually I start at 11 on a Monday, but when we did fashion we started at 9, so I was like, I don't know. So I went in for 9 anyway, which is good because we were meant to be there for 9. But then also there's like literally every member of staff is off sick pretty much. So there's like 3 teachers in the entire department, and we're talking like photography, art, fashion, 3D, music, like animation, everything. There's like 3 teachers in. So they're all trying to run around and teach like 3 different classes. And I have no idea what I meant to do. And then I got there and the first thing they said to me was, oh, have you done the research and brought all your photos that you were meant to do over half term? And I was like, the what? Because we were not told about this. So, you know, as you can imagine, I was like, what about if you have to tell me this shit in advance, do you not understand? Anyway, apparently I wasn't really alone, because also no one else really knew what they were doing either. They were briefly told that they had to do some research, and obviously them being everyone else, they didn't really do it. But that was it. They weren't told to bring photos, and no one knows what we're doing. And then our teacher ran off for 20 minutes to go and find tables. So, you know, at this point I was like stressed. So yeah. Anyway, I went to the Haven, we call it the Haven, which is essentially like the place where you get extra support, because if you didn't know, I'm autistic, and also have various mental disorders. So, you know, I also struggle with anxiety, so you can imagine the concept of anxiety, like just generalized anxiety disorder, as well as autism, which comes with a lot of anxiety. They don't blend very well. So I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing, I don't know who this person is, I'm in a new room and it's very loud, because it, from the look of the room, it essentially seems like it's like DT, which for those of you who don't live in England is like, it stands for design technology and we call it woodworking. But then, so there's like two DTs, you have like the woodworking side of DT, and then you have like the fashion and textiles side of DT, and then DT also sometimes covers like food classes. It's a bit weird. I don't know if every other secondary school did it like that, but that was how ours did it. So it seems a bit like woodworky-ing, which isn't good for me because I cannot handle heavy machinery. I'm very clumsy, don't have great motor skills because of my autism, and I also have Tourette's, which means I tick a lot. So it's not great. Yeah, so essentially this morning's been quite stressful, but I went to the Haven, I talked to them, and then they came with me and they helped me talk it out, because I had lots of questions, but I couldn't quite bring myself to ask said questions. And then I called my mum and I was like, yeah, come pick me up, like right now. So I'm back home now. I'm significantly more chill and am now quite excited about the project, that I know what I'm doing. So yeah, that's been my Monday morning so far. Stressful, but I think I handled it quite well, everything considered. So I have a number of ideas, which I'm sure you will see, come together over the course of the week. My mum's taking my sister out briefly to go and get new curtains. So while they're shopping for curtains, I'm gonna like properly lay out my very messy sketched ideas. I don't even know if you can even see that. I'm literally just scribbling ideas while I was waiting for my mum to come pick me up. So I'm gonna write it out in a nice format, and do some actual real research. And then when my mum's finished curtain shopping with my sister, we're gonna go to Hobbycraft and also to B&Q, because I need an assortment of things such as lollipop sticks, nails, something to nail things into, I need pretty string, I need wind chimes, tissue paper, hot glue, so you know, quite a variety of things. We don't know where we're going to find wind charm, we don't know where we're going to find wind chimes. Not doing great with the talking this morning, honestly. So we might have to venture all the way over to the garden centre, which is quite a way out. But we're going to see if B&Q have them first, which they might. And also we're going to get a burger from the burger van outside B&Q because their burgers are amazing. Yeah, so that has been my morning, and that's kind of what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. I've got some research to do, and then I need to go and try and find all of the stuff I need to make my ideas come to life. So yeah, I will film as much of it as I can, and I will likely talk to you tomorrow because I have quite a lot to do today, including I want to finish reading The Two Towers, which is the second Lord of the Ring book, if you didn't know. I finished Fellowship of the Ring last week. I don't think I said that yet because I ended up scrapping last week's vlog. But yeah, I have finished Fellowship of the Ring and I'm over halfway through Two Towers, so I just want to finish that off today. Yeah, but anyway, I will probably talk to you tomorrow, so enjoy the B-roll. Okay, so forget the B-roll. I didn't do anything worth the B-roll, so here I am, it's 5:45. It took a lot longer to sort of sort out going out than I thought it did. Than I thought it was going to. That was what I was meant to say. I'm really tired. Yeah, so basically like my sister's curtain shopping just took longer than expected. So I was like, I did a bit of reading. I've been reading The Two Towers. Yeah. I will explain why I'm so tired in a moment, I promise. I think I have like 8 chapters left. I was going to try and finish it today, but I'm just too tired, so that will be tomorrow's project instead. I did read though, I read 2 or 3 chapters, so that's pretty good. And they're quite long chapters as well, so yeah. So I then went out, I did the shopping I needed to, but we had to go to like 5 different shops. We went to Hobbycraft, B&Q, HomeSense, Wilko and Tesco. So quite an array of places to get all manner of things, from lollipop sticks to blocks of wood to nails to wind chimes. We didn't actually manage to find wind chimes, but we did look for them. And I even got a small thermometer stick, which are all going to be used for my photography projects. And you might be a bit confused about why do I need a thermometer and nails. But all will be explained over the course of the vlog and possibly into next week's vlog as well, so subscribe if you want to know what I'm using the weird thermometer for. Yeah, but basically, like, I've done a lot today because this morning was quite stressful because I didn't know what I was doing, I didn't know anyone, and I was like, I'm really stressed because I was meant to do things but I wasn't told to do things, and now no one's talking to me, and there was only like 3 members of staff in the entire department, and you know, new room, new people, so I was just very stressed. And then obviously I came home, and then curtain shopping took longer, and then we were out, we went to so many different places, so many different people, so much input, and it was just a lot, basically. So then we were in Tesco's and my battery just died. And I don't mean my phone battery, I mean like my inner personal battery died. I was like, I've had enough, I'm going back to the car. Yeah, I listened to some music which helped recharge me a little bit, but yeah, I'm home now and my mum is bringing me food. She's going to deliver me some bread in a moment, like literally just a whole ass plate of bread. And then she's also going to make me rice and chicken a little bit later. And then I'm literally just going to sit and watch my new TV, which is over here, and I can't bother to pan to it right now, but insert clip of new TV. Yeah, it's pretty lit and it like folds away, which is cool. I think I'm probably just going to watch Harry Potter and literally chill the hell out because I have to go back into college tomorrow, and I need to be rested basically, and I might even have to go in on Wednesday as well, so it's going to be quite a busy week. And yeah, it's fine. Mother has come with bread. My bread has arrived, and also my wheat pillow because my neck hurts. Yeah, anyway, as I was saying, this week's essentially going to be a lot about sort of trying to balance basically recharging and having to go into college a lot because we're doing 3D at the moment, which I think I did explain earlier. And obviously there's quite a lot that I can't do at home because, you know, we don't have like an acetate printer here, so you know, so I am going to have to be going in quite a lot, which is obviously very tiring for me. So yeah, there will be quite a big theme of sort of recharging, and how much I can cope with my autism and mental health issues, but I really am too tired to explain it now, so I will see you at some point tomorrow or possibly Wednesday or even Thursday, depending how tired I am, but I will film things for you. So now cue the B-roll. Okay, so it's Thursday and you can't see out the window, but it's actually snowing. I will insert a clip so you can see it snowing. But yeah, I woke up this morning, didn't open my curtains because I think I told you in last week, no, not last week, it would have been the week before because we skipped last week. But whatever the last vlog was, I told you that our fence had fallen down, and actually next door neighbour's fence had fallen down as well. So I can now see through 4 people's gardens, which is great, but also like not great for privacy, considering this is my bedroom. So, you know, I don't open my curtains as much anymore because the builders are doing work over there. But yeah, basically my mum came through and she was like, have you seen the snow? And I was like, the what? And I opened my curtains and it's snowing. It's slowed down a little bit now, but it was actually snowing really heavily. The ground's a little bit wet, so I don't think it'll settle to quite the extent it would have if the ground was dry. It is settling in some places, so it's settling on like our bench and on some of the grass, but not really on the floor because it has been a bit wet the last few weeks. But yeah, it is snowing and I'm very excited about it. I have literally been sat here for about half an hour just watching the snow, doing nothing else, just sitting and staring out the window. I've also been watching the builders, like 3 or 4 houses down. I've mentioned quite a lot. They're doing building work and no one's happy about it. But yeah, because no one's happy about it, none of us wanted the building work done in this street. But they went ahead and did it anyway, and it's like a huge extension, and it's going to be like 3 times the size of the house currently is. So I'm like, it's not really an extension. You're kind of like building 2 extra houses that happen to be attached to your other house. So, you know, no one's really happy about it. But now it's snowing all over their building work, which is great because none of them expected that. And actually, like a few minutes ago, they were all like huddled in a circle with their hoodies up, like having a meeting about what they were going to do, because obviously they can't build in the snow, which I think is very amusing because no one wants the building work done. Yeah, so it's snowing and it's also Thursday. But anyway, it is Thursday. So let me recap on what I have not told you. I don't really remember. I think, was it Tuesday the last time I spoke to you, or was it Monday? I don't remember. But either way, I said at the beginning of this week was going to be quite trying because I've got to be in college a lot because we're doing 3D. And obviously, like, you know, like I can't like cut wood at home, you know, because I don't have all the machinery. So I have to be in college quite a lot. However, it didn't exactly go to plan. Shocker, I know. Because, you know, my life usually always goes to plan. Not. But basically, like, there was literally, like, only, like, 3 members of staff across the entire art department this week, because, like, everyone has been off sick. And so there's been, like, our one teacher was trying to cover, like, 4 different classes. And so when you add that to the fact that new room, new people, I don't know what I'm doing. I wasn't told the information that I was meant to do all this research and stuff over half term because just no one told me that. So, you know, I was like a little bit stressed because like the teacher was just never in the room. I didn't know what I was doing and I was in a new place and I was like, ugh. But, you know, I kind of figured out what I was doing, but then I got to Tuesday and she was like, you know, you have to build this cube. Like, you know, in primary school when you print out a cube net and then you cut it out and you fold it and you glue it together, yeah, that was what we were doing, except we were sticking photos on it. And I was like, wow, this is so high tech, you know. Just, it looks great. It really didn't look great at all. I was never amazing at the cube nets. I feel like you need like 4 hands to do it properly, you know. Also, glue stick just does not cut it when it comes to those cube nets. Glue sticks are not strong enough. But yeah, anyway, and so it was kind of like, it wasn't very well organised, and, you know, all the teachers were running around because there was only like 3 of them, and like across entire 3 floors. So that's like for photography, 3D, animation, art, fine art, fashion, graphic design, music, like so many different departments, and there was like 3 teachers. And then it was crossover week because we were crossing over between different departments, so it was a nightmare. So as you can imagine, as someone who is autistic and doesn't deal with that sort of thing, and, you know, having the plan changed, not know what's going on, and new environments very well, it was very stressful. So eventually I was like, okay, look, you know, I have my plans. I knew the things I wanted to make for 3D. I still don't get why it's just called 3D. Like, I feel like it should be like 3D something, you know, but it's just called 3D. So I had my ideas, so I knew what I needed to make those ideas happen. But in order to do that, I needed to print a few things whilst I was at college, because I needed to print stuff on acetate. I'll go and get it actually so I can show you. So this is the acetate photo I printed off. It makes a noise, as you can probably tell. It's like kind of like a thin sheet of see-through plastic. I'm assuming you know what acetate is. But yeah, basically, in order to print the photo onto acetate, I have done it before. I did it at GCSE, And in that case, we just put acetate in the printer and then we just hit print and it printed on acetate. And, you know, the computer was like, oh, the paper in the printer doesn't match the paper on the computer. And we were like, yeah, okay, whatever, print it anyway. And it just did it. Except apparently at the college they don't do it that way. We had to print it on normal paper, and then we had to put the printed photo in the photocopier and photocopy onto acetate, which seems a really roundabout way of doing it, and also more expensive for me because I have to pay to print things at the college. So I had to pay twice, essentially. I had to pay to print it on paper and then to photocopy onto acetate. So I don't know if that's actually the only way to do it or if they just wanted me to pay twice. I mean, it's only like 5p every time, so it's not like the end of the world. But, you know, still, I don't really know what was up with it, but yeah, so I went to the library to try and print it out because we weren't allowed to use laptops. But she was like, oh yeah, you need to print, but you can't use laptops. And we were like, well, how are we meant to print without a computer? And she was just like, figure it out. And then she left the room and I was like, great, great teacher. So I went to the library to try and do it. But as you can imagine, I was already very stressed and I've never used the college printers before. And they're like, because you have to pay to print, you have to send the items to print, and then you have to go to the printer, you have to like scan your ID card, type in your username and login, and then print, like use the touchscreen to print each thing individually and it charges onto your card. So it's like, it's really complicated and I didn't know how to do it. So I asked the library lady, you know, can you help me print because I'm already very stressed and I don't know how to use your really complicated printers. And she laughed at me. So, you know, that was great. I felt really, you know, supported in that moment. So as you can imagine, I was a little bit upset after being laughed at for asking for help with the printer. But you know, I got my printing done and I came home and it was all okay in the end. I was just a bit stressed and, you know, also quite upset. Yeah, but then after all the fuss and everything, I was essentially just really, really tired. Like, I was already tired Monday night because, you know, I'd been to college in the morning and then I came home and we had to go and get all the things. So we had to go to like 4 different shops, I think, to get all the stuff I needed. And so, you know, I was already tired, but I was like, no, I need to go in on Tuesday. So I rested, I went back in on Tuesday, but then after that I was just like, I can't go in on Wednesday. Like, I just can't. It was too much. And it's like, I hadn't had time to do any research or anything, so I was just like, no, you know what, not going in on Wednesday. So I didn't. I did still get quite a lot done yesterday. I did a lot of the research pages, so I've written on my artist pages and things now for my project. So I at least have like a better idea of what I'm doing. I still need to do the planning, but I usually plan afterwards because then I get extra marks, because if you actually carry through on what you said you were going to do in the planning, then you get marks for like planning well. So I do it and then plan afterwards and then pretend that I, you know, thought of that beforehand. But shh, don't tell anyone. But, you know, top tip, if you live in England and you do any sort of course like that, plan afterwards and you get more marks. Yeah, but it's now Thursday. I did do a few things yesterday. I did my research and I also kind of started one of my projects. It's a bit shit, but I'll show you anyway. So this is what I did yesterday. You really can't see it very well because this is like weirdly backlit where I am. But essentially it's like, you know those things you get in doctor's office? Doctor's waiting room, I don't know. But you know when you go to the doctors and there's like the kids' playthings, and you have like the head, the body and the legs turn, and then so you can mix like the people together, you know what I mean? I was kind of aiming for something like that. I know it looks bad, but like it was kind of never gonna look good. It was kind of just the idea that I needed to show, you know, because if I was going to do it properly then it would look better. And this thing that it's actually sitting on is actually a thermometer. Yeah, we went to Wilko, we found it and I was like, perfect. So yeah, I've got a load of folded cuboids on a thermometer for my first project, which is obviously really professional. So there we go. I know it looks shit, but whatever. So yeah, that actually took quite a lot longer yesterday than I thought it was going to be. Than I thought it was going to take, you know what I mean. But you know, and then this morning I was building this lovely black box before the snow interrupted me. Now I'm aware you really can't see inside it, but I will put clips so you can see. But yeah, essentially it's just like a makeshift black box that I made, and I made it as like a mock-up, as a cooler idea that I had. But yeah, I think I will explain all of these projects in more detail on my blog in a few weeks' time when I finish them. So if you want to know more about my projects, then I suggest you go and subscribe to my email list on my blog, so then you'll know when that goes up. Because otherwise this vlog will be like 50 minutes long if I try and explain each one individually. But yeah, that's if you subscribe to my photography blog, which is photography.samanthadrage.co.uk, then you can get that when it comes out. But yeah, basically I've just been doing like loads of projects. I still have like 4 left, and some of them are getting quite a bit more complicated now. I started with the simple ones, but now I've got to move on to the complicated ones. But you know, then I got sidetracked by the snow. It is still snowing, by the way. Yeah, so I feel like this update's been a little bit all over the place. But essentially Monday and Tuesday were just very stressful, and I was very emotionally exhausted, and also like physically exhausted. Like, if honestly, if any of you struggle with mental health issues or are autistic like me, when you get like mentally tired, you feel physically tired as well, because I always like it always has a physical effect on me as well, even though like physically I haven't really done anything. It's just that I'm really stressed and mentally exhausted, but I also then feel physically exhausted as well. So I don't know, like I think it is quite a common thing, but just tell me if you've experienced that as well. Yeah, so Monday and Tuesday were just very stressful, so I took the day off on Wednesday, still did lots of work, but did it in the safety of my pyjamas in my own room. And then today was trying to do some work, but then it started snowing, so you know. In other news, I did actually finish reading The Two Towers yesterday, which like finally, like the plan was that like originally I was going to finish it like the weekend before half term, and then it just didn't happen. And then I was going to read them all during half term, and then that also didn't happen because I literally did nothing in half term. I did read quite a lot, to be honest, but like towards the end of the week I was just like, no, I'm just going to play Sims and sit and watch my new TV. So I just didn't end up finishing it. And then I was going to finish it on Monday, but then like shit happened at college, so you know, yesterday I was like, no, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to finish it, because I only had like 5 chapters left. But it's like, they're quite long chapters, so it's like, yeah, I've only got 5 chapters, so it's like, I'm like so nearly there, but I'm also like not quite nearly there enough that I could just sit down and like finish it within like half an hour, you know. It was still like a good hour and a half to 2 hours. So yeah, but I did manage to finish The Two Towers finally. So I'm on to Return of the King now, which actually, it looks a lot thicker than the other ones, but actually like a whole third of this book, like this whole last chunk here, is just like extra information about Middle Earth. So actually like it's only this bit that I've got to read. So yeah, that's encouraging. So I was looking at it and I was like, wow, that's a lot left. Especially because like the movies change around the order of things a little bit. So then there's like slightly more things happen in the first movie when they actually take place at the beginning of the second book, but then, you know, they sort of cut the second movie short a little bit and then have the last bit of the second book in the third movie, if that made any sense at all. But yeah, so they change it around a bit in the movies, but you know, so like they've got quite a way in already, and I'm like, how are you going to make it last that long? But it turns out most of it isn't even actually in the book, so you know. Anyway, I've been talking for far too long now, so I don't really know what else I'm going to be doing today. Like, I've got a lot of projects to be getting on with, so I might start a few of them. Might do a bit of planning. I actually have quite a few blog posts I need to write, so it might be like a blog posty kind of day. But you know, whatever I decide to do, I'll probably do it here by my bed so I can watch the snow. And I will film it for you. So yeah, I'll probably talk to you tomorrow, and enjoy the B-roll. Okay, so as you can probably tell, it's a different day. It's actually Saturday. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea when the last time I talked to you was. I believe it was Thursday, but I'm not sure. It's been a little while. So essentially yesterday I did absolutely Nothing. I literally, all I did was lie in this bed and watch TV all day. So you know, and that's also kind of all I've been doing this morning so far as well, and it's 25 to 11, so not been the most productive last few days, but allow me to explain. Essentially, if you cast your eye back to the very beginning of this vlog, which feels like it was years ago, like I can't even believe the events that happened on Monday were literally just Monday. I feel like it was months ago already. But basically this week's been very busy. Monday and Tuesday were very stressful because college was really not very well organised. It was, you know, like a new subject, a new topic, no one told me anything in advance, and then, you know, yesterday evening I also got an email telling me that basically they had still only told me like 10% of the information, so a little bit stressful. And then, you know, Wednesday, Thursday, I didn't go into college, but I kind of tried to do a little bit more work at home. I took it a bit easy, but then yesterday it kind of all just caught up with me and I was like, I'm so tired. So yeah, I didn't end up doing anything. Also, like 3D just is not my favourite thing at all. We had to do it at GCSE as well, where you had to do like a sort of like a physical thing for each topic that we did, and it's just never been my thing. Like they never turn out how I want them to. Like I have cool ideas for it, but like either they're beyond my skill level or like beyond my budget or both. It's often both. I'm not an engineer. I don't or a sculptor. I don't build things really. So like I don't know, they just never really come out of the plan, so then I'm like, it's shit, I don't like it. And then the ones that would look really cool, they require like machines and things, which obviously I don't have my own machines, and also I'm not really allowed to use machines because I'm far too clumsy. Yeah, so basically, I don't know, like this week has just been really stressful. There's been a lot of new stuff, a lot of miscommunication or lack of, just like complete lack of communication for most of the time. And yeah, basically it's just been quite stressful. But I think this week has been a good example of how me, as someone with autism, does not deal very well when you're not given all the information. Or actually any information. I was given no information. So you know. And I think I've demonstrated the fact that I don't deal with that very well. So it was a good example for the vlog, but it hasn't been a very fun week. I apologise, by the way, that there has been no blog post the last couple of weeks. Essentially I've just been really busy. I mean, I literally did nothing during half term. I have no excuse other than I couldn't be bothered. But then this week I was, you know, I was feeling pretty motivated, but then like shit happened at college, so there's been no blog post. However, I am going to go out now and I'm going to try and get at least one blog post written. So hopefully I will be back on the blog post soon enough. There may be a few gaps over the next couple of weeks because I have a very short deadline to try and get all this 3D stuff in. Like literally my deadline is next Monday. So I have next week and then that's it. Or like all of my Unit 5, 6, 7 and Unit 3 has to be handed in. So I'm on a very short deadline considering I only just got the entire project brief yesterday. So you know, I have exactly 1 week before it's due basically. So a little bit stressed about that. So just bear with me on the vlogs and the blog post, and hopefully they will be going back up on time soon enough. But yeah, essentially I'm just going to be focusing on blog posts and getting this vlog up for you this weekend. And then I'll update you on everything else next week because I don't really have any other information yet because I haven't been able to talk to my tutor because, you know, it's the weekend. Yeah, but essentially that is the end of the vlog now. So thank you for watching, even though this week was a little bit of a mess. Yeah, I don't know. Tell me how your week was. I hope it was better than mine. And I hope that your school / college / university is slightly more organised than mine is. But you know, knowing that the education system, I really doubt that. But you know, tell me how your week's been anyway. Yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, even though it was a bit of a mess. Subscribe if you did enjoy it. Give it a like as well. Yeah, I do upload weekly vlogs. I do have a lot of other videos planned. I don't know when I'm going to be able to film or upload them because as I've just said, I'm very busy at the moment, but I will do my best to get them up soon, so subscribe if you want to see those. And yeah, I will see you in next week's vlog.